California is one state on the map, but in reality, it feels like three completely different countries living side by side. In one part of California, people wake up to foggy mornings, talk about technology and climate change, and work for companies that influence the entire world. In another part, people wake up before sunrise to work on farms, worrying about water shortages, crop prices, and survival. And in another, life revolves around entertainment, beaches, traffic, fame, and global pop culture. These places don't just look different, they think differently, they live differently, and sometimes they barely understand each other. California has snow-covered mountains, dry deserts, endless farmland, giant forests, and some of the most famous cities on Earth, all inside one state. Its population alone is larger than most countries. Its economy is stronger than almost every nation in the world. So the question is simple. How did one U.S. state become so divided that it feels like three countries? To understand California, you can't look at it as a single place. You have to break it apart. Today, we're dividing California into three worlds: Northern California, Central California, and Southern California, each with its own geography, economy, culture, and identity. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why many Californians don't feel like they live in the same state at all. This is the story of three Californias. Number 1. Northern California. Northern California feels quiet, thoughtful, and powerful in a way that isn't always obvious. This region is defined by forests, mountains, coastlines, and innovation. The towering redwood trees, some of the tallest on Earth, create landscapes that feel ancient and untouched. The weather is cooler, often foggy, and very different from the sunny image most people associate with California. Cities like San Francisco, San Jose, and Oakland shape the cultural and economic identity of this region. But the true heart of Northern California is Silicon Valley. This small area has more influence on the modern world than many entire countries. Companies born here control communication, social media, artificial intelligence, and global information flow. The economy of Northern California is massive, but it doesn't rely on factories or farmland. It runs on ideas. Culturally, this region is often described as progressive and forward-thinking. Environmental protection, technology, and social change are deeply rooted values here. People tend to see themselves as global citizens, not just Americans. Many feel more connected to the world economy than to other parts of their own state. Even the pace of life is different. Northern California feels less flashy and more focused on influence behind the scenes. For many residents, Southern California's lifestyle feels shallow, while Central California feels disconnected. Northern California isn't loud, but it quietly shapes the future. And in many ways, it already functions like a small, powerful country inside the United States. Number 2. Central California. Central California is the part of the state that most people never see, yet depend on every single day. This region stretches through vast valleys filled with farms, fields, and small towns. It produces a huge percentage of the fruits, vegetables, and food consumed across the United States. Without Central California, America's grocery stores would look very different. Life here is shaped by the land. Work starts early, days are long, and the weather can be harsh. Summers are extremely hot, and water shortages are a constant threat. Farming here is not just a job, it's survival. Unlike the tech wealth of the North or the entertainment money of the South, Central California's economy is fragile. Small changes in climate, water policy, or fuel prices can affect millions of lives. Culturally, this region feels much more traditional. Family, work, and community come first. Many residents feel ignored by California's political and economic centers. They live in the same state, but feel completely left behind. This creates frustration and resentment. People here believe the coastal cities don't understand their struggles. Geographically flat and culturally grounded, Central California feels closer to rural America than modern California. It doesn't feel like the future, it feels like the backbone holding everything else together. In many ways, Central California feels like a separate agricultural nation quietly feeding the rest of the world. Number 3. Southern California. Southern California is the California most of the world recognizes. This is the land of Hollywood, beaches, palm trees, and endless sunshine. Cities like Los Angeles and San Diego dominate entertainment, culture, and global media. Movies, music, fashion, and trends born here spread across the planet. The economy here revolves around visibility. Fame matters, image matters, presence matters. People come from all over the world chasing opportunity, recognition, and lifestyle. Southern California is crowded, fast-paced, and diverse. It feels international, more like a global city than part of a U.S. state. The weather creates a sense of constant movement. Life happens outdoors, social interaction feels unavoidable. But behind the beauty is pressure. High living costs, traffic, and competition define daily life. Many people in Southern California have little connection to farms or forests. Northern California feels distant. Central California feels invisible. To outsiders, Southern California doesn't feel American. It feels like its own global country built on culture and influence. So why does California feel like three countries? Because it is shaped by extreme diversity, geographic, economic, and cultural. Northern California builds the future. Central California feeds the nation. Southern California shapes global culture. They share borders, but not identity. California's size, population, and influence make unity difficult. It's not just a state, it's a world. And that's why Californians often disagree, disconnect, and divide, because they're not living the same life. Now, we want to hear from you. Which part of California feels the most different, and why? If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to GeoNarratives, where we explore the stories behind places. One state, one country, one story at a time.